Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for June 27th through July 3rd of 2021. So, we have a pretty potent and important week ahead of us. But first, I want to get a couple of bonus goodies out of the way. This is the last call for Astro 101 if you want to join us to learn about your own blueprint and get some basic tools to learn about your own chart and how it works. I would love for you to join us. It is a 12-week class where we have 6 weeks of Zooms together and 6 weeks of goodies in between to keep you motivated and engaged. But by the time you get done with that, you ought to know your chart very well and even feel comfortable, working with other people and trying to figure things out with your friends and loved ones. So drop in if you're feeling it right now. It is something that I probably will offer again at the end of the year. I'll probably do it twice a year, winter and summer. And then many of you know in my circle and community that I have bonus minutes at the end of my podcast time every month. And when I have enough, I put something out there. This time I reached for the 2012 eclipses and nodes overview because we are in the exact same kind of zone as we were in 2012, in that early in the year we have the Gemini-Sag eclipses, and later in the year we're going to have Taurus-Scorpio eclipses. And they're very different. And the North Node is about to shift. And we have already been through a lot of our Gemini-Sag process, and now it's about to evolve and change into a Taurus-Scorpio process and affect a completely different area of our charts. And it's going to activate a different set of mandates and things to do. So with the bonus time I had, I just was guided, and then it was really funny because it ended up being truly poignant to what was going on here with me and Sister Shaman live in person. We're on the mountain having all kinds of magical fun and learning and growing and exploring and expanding ourselves and each other and our work and the things we do. And these are long-held dreams for the two of us since the early 90s when we met. And so here we are. And that throwback to 2012 is going to get you present to how your consciousness, how much of your story's already evolved and changed. But just think of how much you want to step it up now. And there was just some funny, powerful, good, what I call relevant reflections. And many of you know that that's part of my thing, is looking back sometimes to see where we are. When they circle back, it always gives you clues on how to respond a different way, to respond in a new way of your higher consciousness and of where you're at right here and now, right? Which leads us to our first activation of the week, which is not technically an activation. It's on June 27th, which is Sunday. Venus enters Leo until July 21st. So that's almost a full month. And this is really powerful. And I have a lot to say about this one because she does retrograde in Leo every 8 years. And the last time she did it was in 2015. And the next time she does it's coming up after the Capricorn one in 2023. So for those of you who live with Venus in Leo, it's an important reset. And for those of us who have any Leo, Aquarius, or Taurus, Scorpio, it's an important reset for this next 3 to 4 weeks and a good check-in. And so I did include quite a bit of an overview here and some bullets on light and shadow to consider. I picked some graphics that I hope you will enjoy too, because I don't always add graphics to my blog. I guess I do in some things, but not all the time. So I hope you like that too, those little touches. Before I dive into that, I'm just going to say the rest of the week is Mars in Leo stirring it up. Okay, so keep in mind that Mars entered Leo first and is going to automatically engage Saturn and Uranus. Now Venus is entering Leo and she's going to automatically engage Uranus and Saturn, okay? So remember the big alignments, and this is another time, and maybe I should put it in here for relevant reflections, to go back and review the 2021 overview and the 2021 special alignments, because that's where I go deep into the Saturn-Uranus alignment that's happening all year. We had one in February, one in June, and we're going to have one in December. And they're rearranging things on a social collective level that if you have these energies activated in your chart, then it's personal. And that means you're being up-leveled on an individual basis. So here, the sacred masculine and feminine are engaging that bigger pattern. So what are the bigger cycles and patterns that you want to break or reset or break to realign, whatever it is? The eclipses have kind of kicked the door in, so we might as well keep going. Saturn is our traditional in Aquarius. Still, we have to think about humanity and its on the ground reality that Saturn brings, right? And what is our unique contribution to keeping this going? And then Uranus in Taurus is trying to liberate us in our body and raise our vibration so that we can function on Earth better. So in real practical ways, these two are good for us as individuals. But when Mars and Venus start to engage them, it does get personal and it stirs up relationships and jobs and things like that. So Venus is just entering, she's just walking through the door. So she's not there yet. Mars is going to hit them first, which means we have to think about who we are and what we want within the context of our reality and our freedom. What is our purpose and contribution, responsibility, like roles and responsibilities, the Saturn side of things, and where do we draw the line on personal violation of our personal rights and freedoms. And in Taurus, it's in the body. It's pretty literal these days. We all feeling it one way or another. So you get to define that for yourself right now. That's what the break to realign is. The square is the tension that makes us have to make a choice or a decision or a move or a commitment of some sort to a new direction, because it's a 90-degree angle. It's like hitting a dead end. You got to go left or right at this point. And so when Mars engages, Mars is going to engage Saturn first and want to integrate some energy. And this is the midpoint in a 2-year cycle with Saturn, and the reality that you're building is so powerful that's already kicked off. And this is the halfway point in a 2-year cycle. What have you been creating for the last year? Venus is going to talk about that too. What have you been creating over the last 9 months? That's the last time she was in Leo. So then think about that too. Leo is now engaging with the Aquarius that Saturn's in and the Taurus that Uranus is in, leaving Scorpio not necessarily engaged, which means we have to bring that in consciously, which is our connection to power and our understanding of the channel we are, the vehicle we are for that. Okay, so we have all this activity in the Aquarius Leo department, and then Taurus waking up to what really feeds and nourishes us on a much deeper level and what's sustainable, right? Meaning we have to remember that we have the power to create at this moment. We are regenerative creatures. We are capable of being a phoenix from the ashes in many, many ways as humans. So let's activate that to balance out the T-square going on with the other three. That's my point, ultimately. Didn't mean to quite off-road that much. So just being mindful that the masculine is going to shift first, and then the feminine is going to have to shift. So who you are and what you want is going to have to shift first. And then how you contain, nurture, and protect, how it all lands in the day-to-day existence and what the values and priorities really are, all that's going to shift behind the choices you make, behind the actions you take, right? So first things first, Venus enters Leo on Sunday. Venus in Leo is all about renewing your values and priorities around cultivating your authentic self and unique contribution, whatever that is for you. The last time it was in Leo was September 2020, and just imagine how much your essential nature and values have evolved since then alone. This is an introduction to your newly emergent self. Review the last 9 months. What have you developed creatively? How has your heart expanded and your consciousness grown and evolved over that time? How have your values and priorities shifted regarding love, sex, fun, creativity, and how you express who you really are? What is it all worth to you then and now? What is the difference in how you expressed yourself in 2015, which is the last time she really reset us in Leo, and how you want to express in new ways now in 2021? What have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about your immediate friends, family, and community, and your place and preferences within each connection? Deep breath. These are all just journal prompts, things to consider. It's also a good time to look at the houses and planets with Leo energy activated to know what specifics are coming up for you personally. But in general, we are all going to have a chance to review any issues around expressing your authentic self and making your unique contribution. Like I said, Venus is all about your innate magnetics, what you naturally magnetize and repel. In Leo, it's all about your light and vibration that you send out from your center. It's about being courageous and heart-centered and sharing your light with others with love, joy, and detachment. As you're able to activate and anchor this renewed sense of self that you've developed over a minimum of the last 9 months, there will be new opportunities for new friends and new experiences. but you have to be brave. Remember, when you are centered in who you are, you give others permission to also operate from their center. And everyone has a more authentic exchange, which allows the vibration to remain high or rise even higher. Thank you, God. Essentially, it's time to own, activate, and truly embody your inner artist, that part of you that expresses naturally from the inside out. It's also a time deeply supported for reconnecting with your inner child or innocent child heart within. That's the part of you capable of being happy, alive, and fully present in the moment and fully engaged with life, taking it all in and then sharing your ideas, feelings, and unique gifts. It's time to share yourself with the world. Get out and play, have some fun, and lighten up. We must lighten our hearts most of all. On some level, the mourning period is over, and we are on the backside of the life-death-life cycle, rebirthing, coming alive, and waking up. We've died to the old self and are taking the vital pieces left to assemble a more authentic self at a higher level, here and now. Deep breath. Venus in Leo brings up issues where your personal self-love, self-esteem, and self-worth issues are all concerned. More than ever, we have to operate from heart center. You have to care to get engaged, and so you must clear away all that you do not care about so that what you do care about has more room to grow and evolve. The next 3 weeks should afford you time to renew your personal self-care routines as well as your primary love or work relationships and prepare to be yourself more fully and let the chips fall where they may. This Venus work is going to be very personal for those with Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, Scorpio activated in their charts. Things that were important to you 9 months ago are probably not so vital now, and things that were not even on your list of priorities may have moved to the top. In this case, Leo means your core essential nature and authentic self-expression, which has evolved over that time, and adjustments to your personal presentation and current playmates should begin to reflect the upgrade. So, deep breath. Then my bullets of light and shadow when Venus is in Leo. So when it's operating from its light side, it's all about adventure, inspiration, risk, and just for fun. Strongly valuing love, authenticity, and freedom. These are core values for Venus and Leo. Self-creation, sourced in your heart and natural, just organic from the inside out. Loving your inner child and innocent child heart. Inner glow of self-worth, self-value, and self-love is always lit up when Venus in Leo is balanced. Love passionately, wholeheartedly, and generously. Play, performance art, storytelling, theater, and games. Courage and being willing to fight for the greater good. Joy and generosity of spirit that radiates from within. Comfortable with your own unique beauty, gifts, and talents. Leadership that promotes love, light, and truth in both work and play. Deep breath. Now, in the shadow side is ego, edging God out or the goddess, right? Denial of past bad romantic decisions. Being argumentative, thinking others owe you. Seeking unearned status, wealth, or reputation. Exiled from others, no fun, no play, joy, or relaxation. Taking things personally, self-conscious and insecure. No self-discipline, must have others push to motivate you. Wounded ego allows others to determine your worth. Playing a role, looking the part but not being the part. Need for validation, appreciation, applause for others. False pride, trying to be perceived as someone you are not. Being overly dramatic and manipulative to get your way. Deep breath. So that's all shadow, Venus and Leo. So like I said, she just got there, but Mars is going to engage first, and that's all we have this week. So really think about that. That's all about who you are and what you want in your reality and your freedom departments. In your Taurus and Aquarius departments, you've got to do some movement, some change around. Let's make some new choices. Let's do things a different way. Let's stabilize and fortify anything weak or unstable, right? And Mars is all about energy. Saturn's all about stability. The opposition gives us a chance to really integrate that. So I say this energy is a mixed blessing. So watch any extreme swings one way or the other. Mars is all about energy, passion, and movement. And Saturn's all about stability, structure, and foundation. When they are opposite each other, there can be a beautiful blend of energy and passion behind solid, productive work that yields long-term benefits. However, if you swing to petulant Mars, I want my way, or I want it now, then Saturn's response is, it will be done the right way or not at all. This energy brings lessons either way, usually around anger issues or long-standing upsets. You may feel quote-unquote held back, although nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that you have to do certain first things first, and if and when you do them in order, success usually follows. If and when you rush and do things without thinking or planning, then mistakes inevitably follow and you have to do things over again. This is also the halfway mark of a 2-year cycle that gives you the opportunity to check in and see how things are progressing and make any necessary adjustments so you are successful at the culmination of the current cycle. Look to the signs for more specifics. So this is Leo Aquarius. This is your individuality within the context of the community, the people around you outside your house. This has to do with who you are and what you want and your reality and purpose, working it out. So Mars in Leo wants to have that freedom to be the authentic self, and Saturn in Aquarius says that's fine, but make sure it serves the community. Make sure it serves a bigger story than just you. Make sure it contributes to what you want it to contribute to. That you're expanding the things you want expanded and not suppressing or shoving down aspects of self to function, because that's unhealthy and it will backfire on you. So as it's working out an integration and a midpoint, which is the best course correcting time with Saturn and a time to get real and all that good stuff, it's squaring off with Uranus, and that is the one that gets us in trouble. This is the rebel energy, but what's your cause? If you are clear about your own authentic truth and purpose, then this energy is refreshing and uplifting, okay? When you're clear about who you are and what you want, and you're clear about your truth and purpose, this is actually a good one. We get things done with this one. You acknowledge that change is necessary and inevitable, and you co-create with this energy to transform your current life. This is a rebirth energy too, and being reborn is never easy. Worth it, but not easy. However, if you are not clear about who you are and what you're capable of, this energy shines a light on that aspect of your life which you instinctively already know needs an overhaul, but for whatever reason, you are still holding on to the old habits and patterns. Unwilling or unable to embrace change at this time, you only increase the feeling of being restricted by external energies. Your life is a direct reflection of what's going on inside you. How's it looking? Check your ego. Recommit to your truth, and remember that change is good. And if you don't go voluntarily, read consciously, then you just get dragged to the next level, kicking and screaming, and you'll be so exhausted when you get there that you may miss the beauty in evolving to the next level. This is what you've been working toward, correct? Remember, conscious, effective action creates freedom. Deep breath. So, we have an interesting, powerful week after solstice, after Mercury's gone direct, but we're still in the shadow, so keep that in mind. And Jupiter and Neptune just went backwards, so keep that in mind, because we are editing our story. We are redreaming our lives. We can use these energies this week to get a little more creative and activate our imaginations and dig a little deeper to put our unique stank on it, whatever it is that you're trying to do with yourself these days. This is what time it is. And when you're in Leo, you always refresh that. You know, when we're moving through Cancer time now, and we're recharging our battery and we're reconnecting internally in a way that's fortifying us on the inside. And then when we get to Leo time, we start embodying and walking in that new style and in that new security and that new inner sense of knowing and sense of presence within us that can just shine out naturally because we know who we are and we're secure in that, and we know what our special unique gift is that we're bringing to the table, and it's all good. Everybody has a place at the table, and that's what's beautiful about community as well. So I hope you all will consider joining us for the Astro 101 class. It is going to be a fun, intimate little get together where I can answer your questions directly and help you figure some things out. And reach out if you need to, and have a fantastic week. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.